Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to continue with second PUC chapter 8 database concept. This chapter is very important because it is completely theory based and it carries a weightage of 11 marks in your final exam. And you can expect one 5-mark question, one 3-mark question and some MCQs from this chapter. So don't skip the video because I am going to discuss the keywords that will really help you to understand the concept, and you will also get a clear idea how to present them in your paper. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe and stay updated with my upcoming classes. Please like, comment and share among with your friends. And today's session we are going to cover manual versus computerized, file and file system, limitation of file system, and database concept, which includes the features, application, advantages and the reason for transitioning from file system to DBMS. So these are the topics we are going to discuss today. And the first one, what is the limitation of manual? So what is the meaning of limitation of manual here is, it means storing the data by hand without the help of computer. So initially if you see that they will be using the register and they will be maintaining the record, right? Before the computer comes into the place. So for example, let's take a school or college. During the admission time, every day many people will come and inquiry about the courses, and they will share their name, mobile number and other details, but it was written in register notebook. Suppose in one day 100 people are visit, this means you have to write 100 entries in the register, right? So if we look at 1 month, oh my god, it becomes what, 3000 entries we have to maintain in hand. So imagine that much information, how can you maintain it manually? That is very tedious, also time consuming and inefficient. So that is called the manually of storing the data. So what is the limitation for that? We are going to check it out. So there are 5 points I have mentioned clearly. What is that? First one, data is stored on paper in registers or files and time consuming to search. For example, if I want to check any one name, you have to keep on opening the pages and check it out, right? And update or delete records. So prone to human errors like spelling mistakes and skipping of some of the parent, and risk of data loss due to damage or loss of registers, that also can happen, right? And difficult to handle large volumes of data. So 3000 records, if you want to maintain it, it becomes very difficult, right? So that is the limitation of manual. After that, the computerized. So to overcome the limitation only, we are storing the data in the electronic, that is called a computer. So that is a benefit of the computerized way of storing the data. So what are the benefit? Data is stored in electronic files using computers. That is the first point. And what is the next one? Easy and quick to search. We are having, for example, if you're storing the data in MS Word, there is a find option. You can easily search or update or delete the data, and reduce human errors due to automation and validation. There are spell check will be there, so the spelling mistake also can be corrected. All this, it is available for the computerized way of storing the data. And data can be securely stored and backed digitally. So you can store the data. If you want to do the backup, you can store it in multiple drives, or you can take it in the secondary device like pen drive or CD. You can copy the data and efficiently you can manage large amount of data. So that is the benefit of what? Computerized. So next question is, what is the meaning of file? So file is what? It is a container used to store data in a computer. So next one, what are the type of file we are storing it? So what is the type? Text file. Text file means it can be the example you can mention as a any word document or text document, for example the notepad. All this we can call it as a text file. And CSV file. So CSV file is comma separated values, right? So this type of file you mostly it will be there in Excel, right? So that is called Excel. Next one is a program code. What are the program code? Python also is a program code. So that is an example of program code. And what are the media files? Audio files and video files are example of media files. So these are the question, answer you have to mention when they're asking what is the meaning of file and what are the types of file. Next, what is the meaning of file system? So file system is nothing but the way of storing and organizing data in files on a computer. So your collection of data you are storing no in permanently, and you are creating the folder and you are storing it, right? And you are organizing the file. That we can call it as a file system. Each file holds some information like student details or attendance records, right? For example, when you are preparing some table format in Excel sheet or the Word document, and what is the table name you will be giving? The student details. On the file name you will be giving the student details, and another file name you will be giving as a attendance record. So these both the file we can call it as a file system. Okay, what is the meaning of limitation of file system? Yes, there is a limitation also for the file system. First one is difficulty in accessing data. What is it meaning of difficulty in access data is the important keyword only I have mentioned here for each point. By using this, you can frame the sentence. No inbuilt software. For example, this is my table. I want to check who all are got more than no greater than 70,000 salary for the employee. So I have to check manually who all are get no more than 70,000. There are tools are available in Excel, but when you are maintaining in the Word document, there is no such tools, right? And the Excel also there will be a limitation. So it is you have to again check manually to get the report. So that is a limitation. So difficulty in accessing data, you can just mention that data cannot be easily searched or accessed because no inbuilt softwares are available. And what is the meaning of data redundancy? Redundancy is nothing but what? Repetition. So when the same data, if you are storing it in multiple location, that we can call it as a repetition. You are no, it leads to what? The storage as well as the confusion, is it? And also it leads to the inconsistency of the data. For example, what is the meaning of inconsistency of data is one file in the C drive, you are done some changes in the C drive file, but the D drive file again you have to do them manually. If you're not doing it, what it will happen? It will become a confusion. That is called data inconsistency. You can just mention when data is not updated in all the files, it leads to mismatch or outdated information. Next one is what? Data isolation. What is it meaning? So there is a, for example, if you have a student register as well as the attendance register, then when you want to check what is the attendance register of the particular student, there is no link between the one file to another file. Again, you have to check everything manually, right? So that is called there is no link between one data to the another data. So that it leads to the data isolation. No linking between the interrelated data. Interrelated data means, see, the students details only we are storing in the attendance register also. So both students register and the attendance both are interrelated data, right? So there is no link between that. That it leads to the no time consuming for searching the data. So what is the next one? Data dependency. What is it meaning? Standard format, no dynamic format. For example, in one file you are maintaining one format and another file you are maintaining one format. But when you are planning to change any one format, right? But again you want to do the same changes manually in the other format. Automatically it will not do the changes. That is called data dependency. And next one is a controlled data sharing. What is it meaning? You are giving the rights to different access, rights to different person, which means the teachers can only update the information and the parents can only view. If they want to give any suggestion or anything, they can't give the command. That provision only it is not possible means, then it becomes a control data sharing. Different access rights is given to different person, so the accessing of the file becomes very difficult. Clear? So these are the limitation of file system. So this is a view of no the DBMS and file system. File system, everything becomes each folders, so not related also. But the DBMS, if you see everything, it becomes a interrelated. SQL is very good example of a database management system. It is a software, right? It is a software, and we are going to create a table and storing the details, managing, updating, and retrieving the data from the database. And it is an interface, means it is a connection between database, that software, users, and the application program. And you are retrieving the data from the database through the special type of commands. We can call it as a querying the database. This may come in one marker. Okay, so this are the point you have to mention for the DBMS. And what is the features of DBMS? The first features is what? Data abstraction. What is the meaning of abstraction? Is hiding the internal details, and it provides only the simple view. What is it meaning? So, for example, whatever the data it is storing, how the data are storing, how you are preparing the application, all those details it will be hidden. Only you can see the external view. If you see the SQL only the outline you can see, and when you want to see the output, you can see only the output, but whatever the coding or how they're preparing the application and all, we can't see it, right? So that is called data abstraction. Hiding the internal details provides the simple view. And next one, data independence. Change in storage structure do not affect. So whatever the structure you are changing in one particular column, it is not going to affect the all other column or rows. That is called data independence. Next one, querying capability. You can use the query, right? For example, if you want to retrieve the same example, the 70,000 salary, there is a command called select, right? By using that, you can retrieve the data. It will be very easy for the DBMS. And concurrent access. So multiple user also they can access the database. And security and access control. You can provide the security for the different access level. For example, if I want to change the complete database, the structure, only the DBMS person, whoever knows the knowledge, the technical person can access it, and they are giving the control to the users. So that much access facility you can give it to the DBMS. So these are the features of DBMS. Next one, what are the application of DBMS? Application of DBMS, you can mention any point, okay? But what is there in the book I'm mentioning? First one, in educational institution. In educational institution, how can you mention? To store the details of students and teachers' details. And what about in banking? In banking, to store the details of credit card details, or the bank customers details, etc. And what about in hospitals? Hospitals, you can store the doctors patient details. And e-commerce, e-commerce sales transaction details and purchase details you can mention. And what about an airlines? The passenger details and the flight details you can store it. So very simple sentence you can mention. It definitely last year also they asked this question in 5 marker question, application of DBMS. First list out everything and mention one line. Every time you have to mention it is used to store the details of the particular thing. Education means students and teacher details, like that you have to follow the same order. So what are the advantages of DBMS? Elimination of redundancy. So the duplication you can avoid it because everything will be in same software, and whatever the changes you are doing it, obviously it will affect to the another one. By using the ID you can do the same thing. For example, attendance register you have a roll number, even the students register you have a roll number. This is a link between those two table. And what is the data consistency? So data consistency means the changes in one place will automatically it reflect in the another table. And what is the data integrity? So the relationship, because we are having the key called primary key and foreign key, by using that we are maintaining the data integrity. Integrity means the trustworthy of the data. Easy data retrieval, by using the select command we can know use easily get all the queries. Next one, controlled access. So different users can assign to different access level. And scalability and maintenance. So what is it meaning? So you can expand the structure of no, it is not only the one structure. You can expand the structure according to different need. For example, I want to get the report means report you can maintain one structure, and I want to give only the attendance report for that different structure you can maintain. Like that you can do the scalability and maintenance. So these are the advantages of DBMS. So till here I stop. So next video I'm going to cover the next concept. So today's class, what are the questions I told you? Just go through that and do the revision. If you have any question, please post your question in the comment section. I will reply to your answer. And those who didn't subscribe my channel, please do the subscription and please share it with your friends. Thank you so much.